Pakoras are Indian fritters. They're quite famous with just onions, but I'm going to change mine up and make it with rice. These are fantastic appetizers, particularly when you serve them with delicious condiments like chutneys. I've got some mint chutney there and some mango chutney. Now let's get onto the rice. Now you would assume this is made with basmati rice, but I need something lighter and a little stickier. So that's why I'm going to be using some jasmine rice for this. I've washed it 2 times. This now goes into a pot and I'm using the absorption method here, which simply means 1 cup of rice to 1.5 cups of cold water. And this is going to slowly cook. It's going to come to the boil. I'll pop the lid on, turn it down, and just allow this to gently cook until all of that water has been absorbed. So I'll pop the heat on and we'll bring that up to the boil. In the meantime, let's get on with the other ingredients that are going into these pakoras. A combination of fresh ginger and garlic. Please mince this yourself. It tastes so much better than the pre-mixed stuff. So into a large bowl, along with some onion, finely chopped onion, and lots of spices for this. A combination of cumin, ground coriander, some chili for some heat, but if you want to make these for the kids, and they are loved by kids too, you can leave the chili out, and some turmeric. So in they go. A pinch of salt. And to give this a little extra kick, I like to add some fresh chili too. Now these are 2 small green chilies. Just going to finely slice them just into rounds, seeds and all, so they have a really nice kick to them. And then we'll add that to the mixture. You can see we're building flavours here. This is going to be quite a standout. You know, rice is a fantastic carrier of flavour, so lots of flavour is key to making these pakoras quite special. Finally, some herbs. So coriander is my choice. We want a handful, and run your knife through this a few times to chop. That's looking good. Into the bowl. And that base is ready to go. So we'll place it to the side. We'll just wait for this rice to finish cooking, allow it to cool slightly, and then we can continue. All right, our rice is cooked. It's cooled down slightly. Look how fluffy and light it is. So just break it up a little bit, and you don't have to be delicate with it at this stage because we do want it to be slightly mushy to make our little fritters. So I'll add about half of this. And we're going to stir this with just the back of the spoon, breaking that up so everything combines nicely. Now, at this stage, it looks a little loose, but the trick to this is to add some besan flour. Besan flour is chickpea flour. It's like a wonder ingredient. It's fantastic as this glue to bind everything together. So we'll add our besan flour, and it will look quite dry at this stage, but there is quite a lot of moisture in those onions. So if you just let it sit for a moment, you'll see it start to become stickier and more pliable. See how it's starting to really become sticky now? That's what we're after. I also add a small amount of water, no more than 1/4 cup, so a little splash, and then again, another little mix. All right, that is looking fantastic. So we can start frying. And I'm frying in some ghee. I love the flavour of ghee, some clarified butter. So open that and a few generous spoonfuls of this ghee into a pan. We're shallow frying here, so you want to cover the base of the pan. That's looking pretty good. And once that starts to melt and heat up, we can start frying. The beautiful thing about ghee is you can cook at high temperatures without it burning because all of the milk solids have been removed. So to form these little fritters, I like to do them by hand and have some water on standby, just like I have here. Wet your hands, grab a small amount of the rice, squish it together, and you can make them into flat patties if you like, or you can form them into rissoles, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Press them down slightly, and that's the first one done. So into that hot ghee, got a good sizzle there, and I'm going to fry them until they're golden. These rice pakoras are ready. How great do they look? And I always like to finish it off with just a little sprinkling of salt, and I'll decorate the plate with some coriander just to make it look extra pretty. And then we can start piling up these fritters. If you've got a party and you need a little inspiration, this is what you need to make. They're filling, super tasty. I just love all those spices throughout the whole pakora, and I'd serve it with some mango chutney for extra spice. If you're inclined, a little bit of mint chutney, dig in. I'm going for the mango chutney for a little sweetness. Honestly, they are just divine. And look at that, see how they've stuck together nicely? A really, really nice way to make rice pakoras.